to episode 27 of the Bullheaded Podcast. This is going to be an action-packed podcast we got coming up with P-Bush and Zhu. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, man. The Bears got their asses whooped, man, and they're retaining the GM and coach, man. It's we'll see how it goes. Let's hope we secure that Deshaun Watson trade.
Oh man, you guys can make up for the sin that you guys committed on draft night, man. Reverse back the time wheel. Hopefully, get Deshaun Watson, who's the man of your trade. But man, dude, it is destiny, man. Let's see if they get it done. But man, these games been going crazy with the NBA, especially with this trade that happened last night.
Jeez. Speaking of trades, man, I tell you what, Thursday. You know, today was a little bit of a, I guess a reckoning of what was going on from Wednesday. But talk about James Harden, Karis LeVert, a bunch of guys got moved around, shipped to different places. I wanted to get the guys' thoughts on who they think, I guess, won the trade or what they think of each team and the piece that they got. Zhu, I'm going to go ahead and start with you on this one.
For me, man, I first look at what the Rockets got. You gave me up a superstar right here. He's an MVP caliber player. I would say a top 5 player. Let's see what the ass that they got. So you got multiple 4 first-round picks. Okay, that's nice. 4 pick swaps. So you own the Rockets. Yeah, you own the Rockets for the next 8 years, pretty much. So for the next 8 years, that pick is good. And then I see the players. Dante Exum, whatever. Carux, whatever. Victor Oladipo, an unrestricted free agent. I am so baffled why they could have got LeVert, who I think was the cheaper. Yeah, dude, he's making less than $20 million for the next 3 years. They flipped him for Oladipo, who's an unrestricted free agent, unrestricted, so he has no obligation with the Rockets after this year. And I'm looking at that. We don't know that. He's a free agent. There's no guarantee that he'll sign an extension. They might trade, but I don't know what the point is. But I see Oladipo as, I say, the best player in the deal that they got in return. Stop it. Are you kidding me? You got Oladipo, an unrestricted free agent, when you had the opportunity to get Ben Simmons of the 76ers. You got Daryl Morey on the phone, want to reunite with his boy again, and he's like, I'll give you Ben Simmons. Reported, he offered Matisse Thybulle, a nice young player that plays defense, even additional draft compensation. That's pretty vague, so I'm guessing that's another first-round pick. I'm guessing 1 first-round pick, maybe a second-round pick. So that's what I'm projecting as a deal. I'm like, you get a for sure stud, a young blood at 22 years old, and you're like, I'm going to get Oladipo post-injury and a bunch of first-round picks. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know what's going on. Because if I'm a Rockets fan, I am furious, man. I gave James Harden for a future that might take years to develop. Like, maybe in 2025, they're going to hit. Be like, the Nets going to suck in 2025. Because in the next 3 years, they will not suck. With Kevin Durant balling like the way he is.
Well, let me put it to you. Zhu, were they going to win a championship with James Harden?
I don't think so.
Okay, then there you go. That's all that matters. You're going to either make the playoffs year in and year out and lose in the first or second round, very rarely making it to the Western Conference Finals. They did it one time, right? Great series for Harden. He does not want to be there, man. They were willing to get him out for anything. Now, I agree with you. They probably should have taken Ben Simmons.
He was right on the table, man. They're like, take Ben Simmons, take Matisse Thybulle. Let's get a deal done. And they took Oladipo.
Okay, but maybe they don't want to make a long-term extension for a player. That's very possible. They want to completely
reasonable. Back when you give up an MVP player?
It's John Wall.
I don't care. Screw John Wall. It doesn't matter. You're getting Ben Simmons, an all-NBA defensive player, a guy that can play defense.
So is Oladipo.
Oh, don't compare Ben Simmons to Oladipo. What?
He's arguably – all right, you and I can agree on this. The Rockets are one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Everyone knows that, especially on the perimeter. They obviously have issues as inside, PJ Tucker playing center, all that. We love to joke with that. But adding Oladipo automatically solidifies their perimeter defense because that's one thing that he's extremely consistent at. And I know Ben Simmons is a great defender too, and I'm not saying the Rockets made a great decision, but they did not care. And they knew that I guarantee, Zoo, that the 76ers did not want to be a part of a 4-team trade. That's probably what it came down to. And knowing that all
they
that moving
offered them
around,
their best trade and included Ben Simmons. That's a fact, according to my boy Shames Charania. So that was on the table.
Yeah.
And the Rockets said, we'd rather take the draft
capital. They want draft capital.
I want a stud. I want a young stud. If I'm losing a superstar. Dude. No, that's what every team should want. Do you know what?
No.
Do what the Pelicans got for Anthony Davis? They got draft capital with Brandon Ingram. That's what they got for AD. And they got
he's also trading.
Depot.
Let's be honest.
What?
He's also trading with the Eastern Conference. So let's be honest, there's not as much to move around as maybe in the Western Conference. I don't know. I don't hate the Rockets for their decision. I mean, I agree. LeVert may have been solid, but then again, running him with John Wall is very that could cause some
bucket, man. John Wall is a point guard. Caris LeVert is a 2 guard that gets buckets, man.
Caris LeVert also enjoys handling the ball. We saw him handling the ball a lot in the bubble. Which is actually why I think the Pacers got a pretty damn good player.
Pacers won the deal. They flipped the guy that was pretty much there were rumors about him telling people he wants to leave the Pacers, and they flipped that guy for a guy on a 3-year deal. I'm like, wow, they got a great deal, man. Because Oladipo wasn't going to extend with them. He was like,
the Nets. We can talk all day about the Nets and the Kyrie Irving situation. I mean, I call Brooklyn ego central now. That's what I'm just calling Brooklyn. You got Kyrie, Harden, and Durant all on the same team. That's ridiculous. All guys that can put up 30 a game for you. Ridiculous. I don't think they'll ever average as a trio if they play a consistent season. They'll never average 90 a game with each other. I don't think that's possible. There's always going to end up being that one guy that has an off game. This may have been arguably the biggest mega deal since the Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett trade with the Celtics back in the day, man. I mean, this was a massive deal, but one that also shed light on what Brooklyn did, a handful of years ago when they traded all of their future for a washed-up KG and Paul Pierce, man. Yeah. I'm not saying James Harden's washed up, but they're taking a chance on the right now and giving up their entire future. Will that pay off? I don't know. It's finals or bust for the Nets, let's be honest.
It's finals or bust. Well, I look at that team. They're going to the NBA Finals in the next 2 years. They will be in an NBA Finals with that talent. Kyrie, he will play. He will play. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he will play NBA. He will play in the playoffs. And when you
want his retirement,
man, I think this sort of insurance policy for Kyrie Irving too, because you still got 2 superstars right now, man. Because they got KD, Harden, and Kyrie. My Lord, that's the definition of a super team. They got 3 legitimate all-stars, all-NBA guys, pretty much in their primes. Primes at the same time, because obviously, as we've seen from Kevin Durant off an Achilles, man, this guy's defying an injury that is so horrific. 28 a game. And hasn't missed a step after missing over a year of basketball, man. Yeah. It just looks like the exact same basketball player. Because right now, you got to go for it. Because in the East, wide open. Miami Heat, regression to the mean, man. They had that outlier bubble season. They're back to normal, man. They're back to normal. Like, I think the Milwaukee Bucks are the biggest competitor, but the Brooklyn Nets, they're like, the East is up for the taking, and they're going to strike at the king to see if they could get this roster against
one of those
LA teams. I do not believe in the 76ers. And they should have – man, I'm surprised they offered Ben Simmons up so easily, man. Low-key, man, I think it's better for their future that they kept Ben Simmons. I think low-key – I want
Mick Harden on my team. Jeez. Mick Harden, man, that's got to be the best nickname of recent age, man. Those videos of him – you want to talk about letting yourself go? James Harden might be hitting me.
This was the ultimate hostage situation, man. He got himself fat. pretty much demanded a trade during press conferences, man, and it worked. But I'll tell you right now, if you give him like a month, he'll get back in basketball shape.
I hope so.
Now. Oh,
he got exactly what he wanted.
He better be, let's win a title, because he got everything he wanted. And as a superstar in his prime without a title, Kyrie's got a title, KD had a title, James Harden got a title. So he's got everything to play for right now. And he landed in a situation is for him to take it, man. They better get it done. In the East. The East.
Dude, I don't know all the hate about this Rockets trade, though, dude. I mean, they've been playing.
Because they could have gotten Ben Simmons. That's the hate. Dude, if there was no other option, okay, you get an Oladipo with 8 picks, pretty much. Okay, that's solid. Whatever. But they gave up Jared Allen.
Jared Allen went, all right, well, you want to jump into the Cavs right now.
What a steal! They gave up a pick for Jared Allen.
Well, look, I think that if you just look at the trade, I mean, it looks pretty bad for the Cavs, just in the sense that they got another big man. They got another big man, obviously a great big man, but their front court is just loaded.
Andre Drummond is just a bad player.
Exactly. What they need to do, though, is they need to ship out some of these guys, man. I mean, it's a great move if you want to think of. I mean, Jared Allen's 23 years old. The man
really
has clearly improved his offensive game. He's improved his offensive game. Pairing him with their young guards, their future looks relatively bright. In the short run, I do think they lost on the trade the most, but in the long run, the Cavs absolutely.
No, they gave up a pick for him.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's not going to do that much for them. You know, it's really not.
They gave up a future first-round pick for the Bucks. Bucks are going to be good for the next couple of years.
Own first-round pick, though. How quickly do you think they're going to turn this team around?
No, it was the Bucks pick.
Yeah, it's the Bucks pick. I know, but like, then the Bucks pick lost a lot of value when they re-signed Giannis. So, yeah, they got Jared Allen, which is they schemed out. If you're talking in a 4-team trade, they definitely got it.
They won. I think they won with their trade.
I think the Pacers and them secretly won the trade. In the immediate, I think the Rockets will somehow stay relevant. I think that their team chemistry is just going to get a lot better. There's no more drama. They don't have to worry about Harden. There's just less worry in that town, and they could just kind of play. And I think that's really just what Houston's been yearning for the past 2 years, honestly, ever since Russell got there. But, dude, I do think the Pacers actually won this trade outright over anybody, because Karis LeVert went to a team that was, before they got Harden, they were obviously competing for playoffs, moved to another team, very defensive, needs some offensive ability to pair with Sabonis. It's going to be interesting to see how the East plays out now. I think it got very interesting. I think it did get interesting because it's early. I think the Heat will end up making a run. The Celtics, the Sixers, the Nets, obviously, and the Bucks. Those 5 teams are going to be, battling out to try and take the repeat away from the Lakers. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, they're aiming at the king right now, man. The Brooklyn Nets are going for the king. They're taking a shot, and
They're
like
all
it.
the West.
I like it. Oh yeah. What did I say about LeBron James making these superstars? He ended James Harden's Rockets career, man. He ended Russell Westbrook's Rockets career. They got pretty much like, we can't play with each other after we got
Harden.
Oh man, got their butt whooped by the Lakers, man, and now they're all East, and they're trying to go for LeBron right now. Going for LeBron, man. LeBron looking like Thanos out there, just snapping, disappearing right now, man. Just made them all disappear.
Let me ask you guys a couple questions. So with the 2 teams, I guess Indiana and Houston, with I guess the moves they made, who do you think? I guess you guys think they both make the playoffs? So like, who do you think goes further?
I can't say Houston is for sure making the playoffs, man. I can't say for sure in the West and them making the playoffs. You got John Wall with Oladipo implementing a new guy.
They're going to be better than Minnesota and Golden State, I feel like. So I think no,
because like right now, Denver's not making the playoffs right now, so they're in. So I got to kick a team out. I'm kicking the Spurs out, and the rest of the West, I think they're all pretty much close to the locks with the LAs, Utah, Phoenix Suns, Portland Trailblazers, Dallas, and Golden State.
I don't know about that.
I can't put Houston in.
What about in the play-in, Zoo, in 9-10?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 9-10. Oh, obviously, if you win a play-in tournament, anything's possible. Because
See, but 7-3. The 7th and 8th seeds have to play in the play-in as well, so that's not a game. You really only guarantee 1 through 6.
Yeah, 1 through 6, yeah. But they will not be in the top 6. So
I'd say the bottom 4 of the playoffs, it's really going to come down to probably the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, and maybe the Pelicans. The Thunder are playing better than I think anybody expected them to be playing.
I don't know how, dude.
But it's early, man. I mean, they're what? They're 17, 18% away into the season. I mean, I don't know, how well it's going to turn out for them, but it'll be interesting to see how that, especially the 9th and 10th seeds, end up playing out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Indiana has a chance. They could pull up. I don't know if they could beat someone like Brooklyn or Milwaukee, but I think they could upset a Boston or a mid-tier team, and they could probably get a couple games off teams because, like I said, they now have and I didn't even think about this. They still have Warren. TJ Warren is hurt, so when he comes back, that could be a nice 4 or 5, 3 or 4 guys that could be flamethrowing through the playoffs. But we have to wait. We have to see. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But like you said, the NBA, man, they give us content every day, so we appreciate that.
All the time.
But switching gears to the NFL, we had the playoffs last week, and this week is the divisional round with a couple of key matchups. Me personally, I'm looking at the Bucks and Saints. So I want to see if the Saints can really beat them 3 times in a row, and a lot of great matchups coming up. I'm gonna start with you, P-Bush. Which round or which game can you see, being competitive or really good?
This is interesting because I think a lot of people, I know Zhu, you and I, we were kind of all about the Browns, man, taking that dub.
We looking like a prophet, man. That was a butt whooping.
Butt whooping, one of the best first half performances I've seen in NFL playoffs in a long time. I mean, opening play of the game, man. Blocked kick or fumble, returned for a touchdown. I was like, oh man, this could get ugly real quick. Nick Chubb, man. His receiving game very much surprised me. I think that, he proved that they can be a dual threat with Kareem Hunt and him both coming out of the backfield and playing in the passing game. I don't think that they'll give the Chiefs that much of a run for their money. I hope it's a good game. I think the Chiefs may struggle a bit with stopping Nick Chubb. They don't have a great rush defense. It's definitely bottom 10 in the league. But that game I'm keeping an eye out for is this Ravens-Bills game, man. I know the Bucs Saints can be good too. The Saints, it's the first time Brady's ever been swept by a division opponent. Drew Brees, smiling at him as he left the field, smiling at Tom Brady. You wouldn't even give him a handshake. But I think this Ravens-Bills game will end up being probably the closest. I would say it's probably the closest to a pick'em game if you're looking at betting. I think it's at about 2.5 favoring the Bills on the spread right now. The interesting thing, and I know that, some people bet differently when it comes to weather in the NFL, but playing in Buffalo, it's going to be cold. It's supposed to snow. I'm very interested to see how well this Bills passing attack plays there. I know they're used to it, but their running game is not that great, man. It's pretty good.
Awful.
It's pretty awful.
Is the best runner on the team.
Exactly. And they have 2 respectable running backs that can, give you 50 yards a game, and, Josh Allen can get another 50, and they could get 150 on the ground in a game, but they may have to rely more heavily on that, and that's clearly where the Ravens are better at. But I think the Bills are going to pull this one off, man. I think they're going to ruin Lamar. I think it's going to happen. This could be a high-scoring game unless weather comes into effect. But Josh Allen, man, that offense is a juggernaut playing against one of the best defenses in the league. This will be fun to watch, man. I think this is going to be the best game of the week. Who you got in that one, Zoo? I know who you got.
Oh, yeah. I'm keeping with my pre-playoff predictions, man. I'm going with the Ravens, baby. Oh, man. 6-0 off of a hot week of picking NFL games, man. 6-0. So I'm keeping everything in my bracket, man. I'm going with the Ravens over the Bills. Even though, last game, I think this game may go down on a field goal
Very
here.
Possible.
I think it's going to be that close because talent-wise, I think it's pretty similar talent-wise. Because it will need Lamar Jackson to pull off another miracle. Because that's what it did to pull off against the Colts with that one run for that one touchdown. Man, They were reeling, man. He came off with a miracle play. But he'll need to rush over 100 yards. 100
Easy.
yards. Might need a touchdown. Too. I'm not a fan of his wide receiver weapon. Mark Andrews as his best pass catching weapon. It's just not that good. So he will need to be running the ball with J.K. Dobbins to win that game. And obviously, you know my love for Josh Allen, that offense. Oh, man, had a historic season with that Buffalo Bills team. Bills Mafia, man, they love this team. They should love their quarterback. They should love their future because they got one of those top 10 quarterbacks of the new generation.
Yeah.
So they're set up well. They're set up well right now. So that game, definitely 2.5 spread. I think that's pretty accurate right now.
Yeah.
But, man, also, man, this might be a potential upset alert. I picked the Packers, but I'm scared. I'm scared of the Rams, man. I told you about that defense, man. They made Russell Wilson look like a scrub out there, man. I was like, what is going on? You got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and Russell Wilson's just looking average, looking mediocre.
It's Jalen Ramsey for you.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, that pass rush getting to the QB. And Aaron Rodgers' weakness, man, when they get those big physical guys in his face, man, he just doesn't look the same.
He panics.
So, yeah, and with an elite corner like Ramsey on Devontae Adams, who's having one of the best wide receiver seasons in a long time with 18 touchdowns, if he locks him down, Rodgers may have to rely on
MVS, baby.
MVS, I think he's a straight-out scrub, man. And then Aaron Jones will need to be relying on a pass-catching game. Because, he loves Devontae in the red zone. Because if he doesn't get Devontae in the red zone, man, he got to rely on some suspect receivers.
Robert Tonyan.
Okay, he had a nice season, but he's a product. He's a product of Aaron Rodgers.
That doesn't matter. I think that the position that the Rams struggle the most in is guarding the tight end. Their linebacking core. I mean, because think about it. I mean, they got Ramsey to play Devontae, which is huge. I mean, you have to have a guy that is able to contain Devontae Adams. He's a LeBron James type. You're never going to shut him down, but you have to be willing to contain him to those short slant routes. You got to contain him in the red zone. This Rams team, though, I think the Packers' biggest worry should be their running game because they are playing in Lambeau, which is something to note because Walford got wrecked last game. The man got put in the hospital for a hit. I mean, you don't see that often where it's not like an obvious broken, whatever. The man got put in the hospital from that hit, and Goff comes in off of surgery, not 100%, and his average QBR in sub 32 degree weather, sub 50. Sub 50 QBR. I don't know how they're going to do. They're going to have a big game from Cam Akers because the Packers rush defense is not the best in the world. The Rams rush defense, then again, is one of the best in the league, right? So Aaron Jones could have a hard time. They're going to have to know how to play him in the passing game. Rodgers loves to kick him out wide in the slot position, use him as a quick crossing route to complement Devontae Adams. I think I agree with you, Zoo, if you're looking at a straight up, like a legitimate upset, because I don't think, the Ravens beating the Bills will be that big of an upset.
Yeah, it's more of a pick-em.
Exactly. The two big upset possible games are Rams and Browns beating both the Packers and Chiefs respectively, right? I think the Rams do have a better shot than the Browns do at winning just because you have the number one offense in the Packers versus the number one defense in the Rams pretty much, right? This is a hell of a matchup. What I think it's going to come down to is Jared Goff's play and the inexperience of Cam Akers, and therefore I got to give your boy – I'm going to be a Packers fan this week, I guess. Just because my Bears are out now, I'm going with the Packers pulling this one off. They're going to win 31-20. Book it, Zoo. Book it.
I would love that. I'm still picking the Packers because I think they're the better team, but I'm just saying it's a little scary seeing that matchup. It ain't a cakewalk like that Washington football team. I don't have that good feeling.
But the Rams though.
Yeah, but
a little iffy.
But I've been waiting a decade for this to happen because the Buccaneers Saints, I am hoping Brady wins. Because you know what happens if he wins. We get that holy grail matchup of Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. But this Saints matchup, I'm nervous too, man. A 3-point spread that favors the Saints, man, I think is also a pick'em game. They only have 3 points because of the home field advantage. So I think this game go either way. But it's hard to imagine Tom Brady losing to the same team for 3 straight games. That is so hard to imagine. They're going to be able to make adjustments, look at the film, and be like, we messed up here. We got blown out every single game. So to lose to this team again, embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
And I don't think Brady will let it happen. I think they made adjustments, and their offense is cooking right now. It is cooking. Antonio Brown,
Woo-hoo!
he looks like AB. He looks like AB. Like he just looks like AB. He's this dude.
But he's not AB.
Yeah.
He's a chilled out AB.
Yeah.
I think living with Tom Brady forced him to be like, he must have got some great damn cooking from Giselle or something like that, man, because it calmed his ass down just chilling at the Brady household. I don't know what's going on there. That team is meshing, I mean, to its full extent on offense. The only thing that is a little inconsistent is Ronald Jones. I think, he's been playing pretty well. They're going up against the best rush defense in the league in the Saints. That could be a difficult task. Brady's also going to expect to see a lot of pressure in this game. I think they're going to try and get after Brady. I really think they are. What it's going to come down to is, do the Saints have enough solid guys to stay in front of all of the weapons that the Bucs have? And can you outplay Brady mentally? And when you outplay Brady mentally, it's when you get him to throw the ball away a lot. If you can get Brady to throw the ball away a lot, that doesn't look like much because he actually is making a good decision, but it's getting him out of his rhythm. He doesn't like to throw the ball away, even though he does it a lot. He'd rather just run a short little 5-yard positive play, keep the drive going. 2nd and 5 is better than 2nd and 10, obviously. And if the Saints can just do that, they're going to cause Brady a lot of trouble. But at the same time, I'm going with Brady, man. I don't think I agree with you. I'm going pure mentality, man. It's all mentality. I don't think Brady – he's probably the most competitive guy in sports I've seen since Michael Jordan or maybe Michael Phelps. Those might be the 3 most competitive guys in sports in the last 10 – or I shouldn't say 10 years because obviously Jordan's been done. But in my generation of what we see all the time, people talking about, those are the 3 guys that are the top of their respective classes in their positions when it comes to competitiveness. And Brady will not let Breeze walk off that field with a big fat smile on his face. He wants to make him leave with his retirement papers, man. One of them's retiring, and it ain't going to be Brady.
Oh, man. Definitely, man. And I just checked, man. AB, 5 tutties, man. This guy came back in the NFL season and he got 5 touchdowns, man. Last 4 games, man. He's gotten 5 touchdowns. So he is in rhythm. I love the offense. I think it's one of the most complete teams in football, offensive and defensively. But man. But that game, I think, is a pick'em series. But hopefully the Bucs play through, because the next matchup will be so nice. Because the Chiefs, though, they taking care of business against the Browns.
I was going to say, do we need to cover that or not?
There could be another butt whooping for Patrick Mahomes against the Cleveland Browns. They had their nice Cinderella season. They beat the Steelers with old Ben. So big old Ben.
So you don't think they have any chance?
No.
I think
money line. Take my money. I'm betting on Mahomes, man.
Let me put it to you this way, Zhu. I actually think that the Browns have a better chance to beat the Chiefs than the Steelers did if they had won.
Wow.
I agree with that.
You want to know why? Because the Chiefs' secondary is pretty good. I'd say it's like, it's middle of the pack, blah. But their rush defense is not good. And the Steelers' forte is obviously not the running game. It's all about their passing game, whereas the Browns are arguably one of the more balanced offenses in the league, up there with the Titans. I think Baker Mayfield showed out in his playoff debut, man. 116 passer rating, monster game, managed it perfectly against the best, quote-unquote, top 3 defense in the league in Pittsburgh. I think they'll end up giving him a game. Chiefs are going to pull it out. But I would love to see the Browns win this game, man. I'd love to see them win it.
No, nobody wants to see the Browns except for Cleveland.
Your team. That means the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's right, because they're going to beat the Ravens, man. Come on.
Okay. Oh, no. This was going to happen. Lamar Jackson, former MVP. Patrick Mahomes, former MVP. Clash of the Titans, baby. It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. I'm hoping for it to happen, because that would be so nice, too. We get some elite QBs in all 4 teams that make it through. That's what I'm hoping for.
This will be good. The championship games are going to be good this year, no matter who gets in. Let's be honest. Even if the Browns get in, they're going to have to play either a division rival in the Ravens or the best, arguably one of the best offenses in the Bills. Chiefs win. Obviously, it's going to be a great matchup either way. NFC similar, man. It's going to be a hell of a time watching these games this weekend.
Oh, baby.
I will say this. Just from like fandom, I wouldn't mind seeing the Browns and the Bills in the AFC Championship game just because those fan bases have been through so much, bro. That would be the most watched AFC Championship game ever if that happened. I guarantee you.
Dude, you know what that would be? It won't be David versus Goliath. It'll be David versus David, man. Bunch of underdogs, man. Nobody wants to see two underdogs, man. That's not a Cinderella story. It's two Cinderellas. That's not how it works, man. You need one elite, at least one established, like the big bully, to go for that guy, and at least one. If you want one small, cute story, okay. You like that David versus Goliath story? But do you know what I want? Goliath versus Goliath, man. That's what I want. I want established franchises go after each other. I want to see the best of the best go after each other in a playoff performance.
I just think you don't want to have to analyze Mahomes losing, Zoo. I think that's really what it comes down to for you.
No. My preseason prediction will come true. Well, with Holmes taking care of business with the first round bye, and now you get the easy Cleveland Browns matchup. 10-point spread, baby. Keep making it through.
I do think though, out of all the underdogs, or I guess some of them are pick'ems. I do think with the Browns, if they run the ball, I'm not saying they could beat them, but it could get interesting in the fourth quarter if they run the ball. Because the Chiefs' defense has been trash, like forever.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
So I don't know. They could play ball control. I'm not saying they could win, but I think they can make it.
Ball control will be huge.
Yeah.
That's what the Browns are going to have to rely on running the ball.
You trust Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
The man that lost to the New York Jets in the regular season in a must-win game to make the playoffs, lost to the Jets.
He beat the Steelers, Zoo.
He lost to the Jets.
Twice.
He lost to the Jets. A team with 2 wins. He lost to the Jets.
So did your Rams.
Oh, yeah. They beat the Packers. I forgot they lost to the Jets, too. Aaron Rodgers ain't lose to a team that lost to the Jets. Come on, man.
Like you said, you were nervous.
I'm a little less nervous now because I forgot about the fact that they lost to the New York Jets.
Hey, Jets have a good defense, man. Don't hate on the Jets too much.
Oh, I hate on the Jets all day, man. They messed up their season real bad.
Yep. I mean, a lot of NFL, I guess, interesting storylines, I guess, in the divisional playoffs, you can say. Switching gears again to the NBA for the last topic. There's been a lot of good play. A lot of people, I feel like every year say, oh, this draft's not as deep. We don't know who's going to be whatever. But I feel like this year's class of draft prospects in the NBA are doing pretty well. I guess you could say through the top 10. Like, not everybody's been performing to like what you think they would perform to, but they're not. I don't feel like there's going to be any busts. So, just me personally, I don't like his shot. I hate how he shoots it, but Halliburton's been really nice to watch. I feel like he's a really complete player. Williams, of course, you guys, I think he's going to ascend pretty fast. Like, he looks like he just needs more game time. Like, as soon as he gets more reps, he's going to just start killing. And, LaMelo and a bunch of guys. But I would ask the guys on this last topic who they think or who they've been impressed with in the rookie class. And P-Bush, you can go with this one.
Ooh, all right. You stole the 2 guys right out of my mouth, Sean. Halliburton, the one thing that stood out for me with him has been that 60% of his shots have been from 3, and he's making 50% of them, man. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't care how bad it looks. If it goes in, man, it goes in, and I can't hit him for that. He's on a team with a lot of young stars, De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley Jr. is actually, gotten a lot of hate, over the past.
Deserves the hate, man.
What?
He deserves it, man. He's the Darko of the Luka draft.
He is the Darko of the Luka draft. You're not wrong there. But look, they have some bright talent. I mean, obviously they're still growing in arguably, one of the toughest conferences, in NBA history. I mean, this current Western Conference, obviously, with Harden being traded is a little different, but it's very stacked. Kings don't really have a chance in the next year or two. But we'll see what their future looks like. But Patrick Williams, man, I got to shout out the LeBron post-game conference, man, talking that he's got a little Kawhi in him here and there, the Kawhi hands, the Kawhi length. The man was a 6th man out of Florida State. A lot of people thought that, he wasn't that experienced, didn't have much playing time. But I do agree with Sean a lot. I think once he gets more reps, it gets put into situations where he's against some of the best players in the league. He doesn't talk. He lets his game show for him, man. You heard LeBron. He goes, the kid did not say one word to me the entire time. He just played me. showed me what he had, and he goes, once he develops a couple things here and there, man, he could be a solid player in this league. But look, man, I know LaMelo's been getting all the House of Highlights, Sports Center clips.
He's been balling.
James Wiseman, I think, has been the biggest standout rookie this year. I think that executives right now, in 5 years from now, they'd rather have Wiseman over LaMelo Ball. This man had a harder thing to step in to than LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball stepped into Charlotte and said, okay, we can only go up from here. I'm the guy. I'm the main dude everyone's caring about. Wiseman had to step into a team that is arguably one of the most experienced teams in the NBA currently, and if not ever. And he's been expected to come in, be a starter, do his thing, along with some future Hall of Famers, man. And the guy's averaging almost 2 blocks a game, 11 points, 7 rebounds. He has stepped up majorly, and I have to give him a lot of credit for that because only playing 3-4 games in college, man, that was a big risk for the Warriors, and it's damn near paying off immediately.
I give you that. He looks good. I thought he was gonna be an average. He looks a little better than an average center. I give you that. He got a little more guard skills
than Wendell.
Oh yeah, Wendell Carter and that dude. I'm so over that dude. But my man, Patrick Williams, man. He is my second favorite Chicago Bull behind my favorite player, Zach LaVine, who's looking like a superstar right now. But Patrick Williams, oh, man, baby Kawhi, the rumors were true, man. The comps were accurate, man. The pull-up mid-range is so Kawhi. The little jump hook that looks like it, so Kawhi, man. He looks huge on the court. Like, he's 6'8", and he's, like, built big. Like, when he gets a rebound,
and he's lanky.
Huge out there. I'm like, this dude's 18 years young. I'm like, have mercy. As a small forward, he's ahead of Kawhi Leonard at this age. He's ahead of Jimmy Butler at this age. I said the guy's averaging 10 points, starting for a Bulls roster that's actually, they're pretty good on offense. Defense, they're a train wreck. But offensively, he fits. He plays off the ball well. He's patient. He's never rushed. Like, I see a lot of young guys trying to rush their shot. The pacing is off. But this man, in the flow of the offense, catch and shoot, open three. 45% from three right now. 45%. 85 from the free throw line. So this guy is a shooter, man. And I got a shooter that's 6'8", that plays defense. AK! Thank you very much for getting on the 4th overall pick and getting a guy that can be an all-star in 2 years in the East.
I agree.
Said in 2 years, he can be an all-star.
Yeah, I mean, Zhu, if you look at Kawhi Leonard's stats and you compare him to Patrick Williams right now, what Patrick Williams is doing is about Kawhi's second year, and he was 21 at that point.
Oh, so I know.
It'll be interesting to see because, I mean, that's pretty damn high praise from LeBron. And shout out to the reporter for actually, pushing him to answer that question of what he thought about playing against a rookie like that a lot of people thought was kind of an iffy pick. Maybe not, necessarily that it was going to be a bust, but that it was earlier than people suspected that he would go. But, man, the rumors about AK building that team in Denver, let's hope he does the same in Chicago. I got to like him a lot. Patrick Williams. There have been a lot of other solid rookies kind of doing their thing. Anthony Edwards doing his thing on the worst team in the West in Minnesota Timberwolves, man. They're doing worse than the Harden Rockets at that point before they made the trade. So it's kind of a rough situation there for the first overall pick. But, hey, when is a first overall pick go into that great of a situation unless they're Tim Duncan? Let's be honest. So it's very rare. Got to give this guys a little bit of time once again early in the season. Really not that many high-scoring rookies, Zoo. I mean, LaMelo's averaging, 13 a game right now?
Yeah, nobody over 15 points a game, man.
So Rookie of the Year is kind of wide open.
Oh, it is.
Who do you got for it?
It's right now, it's probably between LaMelo and Tyrese Halliburton, just based on statistics alone right now.
Sure.
When they look at Rookie of the Year, then they don't care about wins. They only look at stats.
Yeah. So
right now, he's going to be averaging like 10-5. So that ain't winning Rookie of the Year.
10-7. 10-7.
Okay. LaMelo Ball, he looking nice, man. He looking like he is an amazing rebounder. Like
he's leading the team. He's leading their team.
That's incredible because he's 19 years old. He just has a knack of getting rebounds at the point guard position and starting the fast break. Man, guy said he played 21. And that's why he's such a good rebounder, man. That is hilarious, man. This guy's just a true baller, man. Loves the game and has developed an ability to get the ball, and that is super impressive because he's looking like what Lonzo Ball was supposed to be.
True. And it's funny you said 21, because when you think about it, they probably didn't grow up playing one-on-one that often. They had to run trios, man. So they had to run that three-way 21 game all the time, and he had to work on his rebounding as the youngest brother.
So true, man. So true. That's actually underrated. Like 7 rebounds, 6-7 point guard. Impressive, man. Impressive.
And another quick shout-out, he's leading the team in PER. And I think that's also
17.
something.
He's an above average based on PER statistic right there.
He's pushing about 20. He's pushing about 20 on his PER, which is pretty darn good, especially for a rookie at that age who did not play college ball. That similar systems to what his teammates may have played in college. So on and so forth. But I mean, LaMelo, he gets all the hype, man. I mean, it is a media award. Let's be honest. He'll probably end up winning it. Even if, Halliburton now plays him, he's on the Kings. The Hornets have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs. He has improved their team better than arguably any rookie. If you're looking at pure impact purposes, LaMelo Ball has clearly had the biggest impact on his team. And I think for me personally, when I'm looking at a rookie of the year, most improved, or MVP, how well did you impact your team? LaMelo is clearly the front runner at this point. But like we said, less than 20% of the season, man. So
I'm telling you right now, after 5 years, Patrick Williams will be the best player after 5 years, and it will be obvious. Because he will be player, man. If we drafted the next Kawhi Leonard with Zach LaVine, yes, I've been waiting for this for a long, long time.
Since 2012.
Man, I've been waiting for this. We might have a potential all-star duo. A young all-star duo on our side of the Chicago Bulls. Bulls Nation is looking real pretty right now. It's looking real pretty.
It is looking real good. Not gonna lie about that. Another thing with LaMelo, when I was watching him play against Lonzo, that I think it was like a Friday night or a Thursday night, one of those nights, you could just tell, like with LaMelo, like he kind of has like this carefree like attitude when he's playing. And like Zeus said, it kind of like what you thought. Like if you go back and watch Lonzo when he was at UCLA, like he played like that. It's weird how like. And I was thinking about this. I wonder if I know now it's different because like there's no fans, but like I wonder if Lonzo would have went to like Indiana or something like that and not LA if he would have turned out different. Because I feel like his confidence kind of like got shot a little bit. Because if you go watch it back at UCLA, like he played exactly like Melo does now.
Big market, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, think about it. He went from UCLA to staying in the same town. Yeah. But now you have the Lakers' expectations, man. The Los Angeles Lakers, along with arguably the biggest media center in the United States, in Los Angeles. That was when he got drafted. That was like some of the biggest rise of social media at any point in the past, 5-6 years was 2016-17 time, man. I mean, he's had a tough time. I just think he's not built for all the scrutiny, man. I mean, he's just not. That's not the type of players that the Ball family has. Whereas when you go to Charlotte, it's a smaller market, man. I mean, it's just just a fact.
It might be the smallest. Maybe them or Memphis. Maybe.
Memphis, maybe.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball, man. Dude, when pressure hits, man, sometimes you make diamonds. Sometimes you're just a ball, man. That's what Lonzo Ball like, man. He's not
no cold. He's not cold.
Man, you see him in the bubble? He was a piece of coal. I remember watching him in the bubble. He was bad.
He's one of those super murky diamonds that they actually have to appraise very far into. It takes a lot more research.
Yeah. Definitely the case is still out on Lonzo. But LaMelo, like I said, I just think he's going to win it because if you go on any freaking basketball Instagram page, Twitter, it doesn't matter. He has at least 4 or 5 highlights each day. Sometimes it's not even like really a highlight. It's just him like making it like it's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
He'll pass the ball to an unbelievable dunk, and they'll shot out LaMelo Ball and not the dunker.
yeah, it's crazy. So, but yeah, like I said, I think this rookie class has a lot of potential. You know, there's also a couple guys that's like been playing outside the lottery that's been playing really well. So we'll see. Like you say, it's only 5 to 10% through the season. So we'll see how these guys progress because they may hit a rookie wall sooner or later. But that's all we have for the time we have for the podcast today. Like I said, we had a lot of great topics. We're going to see how these NFL picks come out. Not sure when James is going to suit up. You know, and it might be a rough couple of first games because I don't know if he's in shape. P-Bush called him. What do you call him?
McHarden, dude.
Yeah, with McHarden. But you know, like I said, make sure you guys follow us at bullheaded_pod. Posting content daily with NBA, NFL. I always have something cooking up. Make sure you guys follow us on Apple, Spotify, Google Play. Trying to see if I can get the RSS feeds for SoundCloud so we can get on there because I know a lot of you guys are on SoundCloud. And as usual, for me, P-Bush and Zhu, yeah.